Imagine this, you finally find a buyer for your late mother's house in Florida. The family is relieved until you hit a wall. The closing can't happen because of one word, probate. The sale is frozen, bills are piling up, and you're left asking, what on earth is probate? And why is it holding us back? I'm Tom Noelke, a realtor in Orlando, Florida, and I help families navigate the maze of inherited property every day. Today, I'm breaking down Probate Real Estate 101, specifically how probate works here in Florida and how to get through it without losing your mind. Stay with me because later in this video, I'll dispel a huge myth about wills that catch many families off guard. And I'll share a tip that could save your family months of hassle. So, what is probate? In simple terms, probate is the legal process of transferring a deceased person's property to the living. Think of it as a court-supervised checklist for settling an estate. If your mom or dad owned a home in their name, only when they died, that home can't just automatically go to you or to the kids. It must go through probate, meaning a Florida judge has to give the green light for any transfers or sale. Now, Florida has its own probate rules and timelines. Probate is not a quick flip of a switch. Formal probate here can easily take many months or even over a year if the estate is complex or if any family disputes pop up. There is a simple version of probate for very small estates, but most family homes won't qualify. And coming up, I'll talk about why even having a will doesn't let you skip probate in Florida. A lot of people misunderstand this, so keep watching, it might surprise you. Let's break down the basic steps to navigate an inherited property through probate in Florida. Locate the will, if there is one. First, find out if your parents left a will. In Florida, a will should be filed with the county court within 10 days of death. The will typically names a personal representative or executor to take charge. If no will, Florida law will decide who can serve as personal representative, usually the surviving spouse or an adult child. Open the probate case next. File a petition with the probate court in the county where your parents lived. Once the court accepts it and appoints the personal representative, that person gets legal authority called the letter of administration to act on behalf of the estate. Identify and secure assets. Make a list of the estate's assets, the house, bank accounts, cars, and etc. Not everything goes through probate. For example, if your mom named you as a pay-on-death beneficiary on her bank account, or if the house was jointly owned with a right of survivorship, those might bypass probate entirely. But if the house was just in her name, it's part of the probate estate. While the probate is ongoing, the personal representative must also secure and maintain the home, keep insurance up to date, pay property taxes and the mortgage, and keep the lights on. You don't want a vacant house falling into despair for months. Handle debts and expenses. The estate is responsible for any debts. In Florida, creditors get a window, usually 3 months after formal notice, to file claims. The personal representative uses estate funds to pay valid debts, like outstanding medical bills, credit cards, and yes, the mortgage. Why mention this? Because you typically can't distribute or sell the house until those obligations are dealt with first. For instance, if mom had a mortgage or owned property taxes, those will likely be paid off during probate, either by the estate or from the sale proceeds, before you or the family sees a dime. Family communication early on. Talk with siblings or other heirs about the plan for the house. Sell it or keep it. Clear communication can now prevent fights later. I've seen families torn apart by misunderstandings during probate, so keep everyone in the loop. Prepare for sale or a transfer. If the family decides to sell the house during probate, the personal representative can list it with a realtor like me. Just know the sale usually can't be finalized until the court approves it and confirms who gets the money. On the other hand, if the goal is to keep the house and the family, you'll wait until the end of the probate when the judge issues an order to officially transfer the title to the heirs. Either way, major actions with the property are done under the court supervision. Close the estate. Finally, when the judge is satisfied everything's in order, debts paid, any waiting period done, all the paperwork right, the courts will authorize the distribution of assets. That's when the house title can legally pass to the heirs, or the sale proceeds can be divided as the will or state law directs. Only at this point is the estate closed and the probate process concluded. Now, remember that teaser about wills? Here's the truth. Having a will does not avoid probate in Florida. Many people assume, oh, mom had a will, so we can skip the courts. No, even a valid will must go through probate to actually transfer the asset. What the will does is tell the courts who gets what, which is absolutely better than having no will. But you still have to go through the legal process. So don't feel complacent just because there's a will. Probate will still come knocking unless other planning was done. In just a minute, I'll share a little known way some Floridians avoid probate on their homes entirely. It's like a legal secret weapon for homeowners, so stay tuned. Now, how long will this take and how much will it cost? Formal probate often runs at least 6 months to over a year in Florida, and it isn't cheap. There will be attorney's fees, court costs, and other expenses, all paid from the estate. No wonder so many families feel overwhelmed by the process. It's like taking on a part-time job while you're grieving. So, if you're watching this before you're in this situation, take it as a wake-up call. Encourage your parents or yourself to put a plan in place. At a minimum, have a will. Even better, consider tools like a living trust or a ladybird deed for the house. A ladybird deed is a Florida deed that lets a homeowner name a beneficiary to inherit the property automatically at death, skipping probate. These kinds of steps are the secret weapon to spare your family from probate headache altogether. If you're already dealing with an inherited house in probate, my best advice is to get professional guidance. A Florida probate attorney will be your guide through the legal jungle. And lean on a real estate professional who's handled estate sales. There are nuances in probate home sales that are normally transactions don't have, and having experienced help will reduce your stress and prevent costly mistakes. I want to acknowledge handling a loved one's home in probate is emotional. It's not just paperwork. It's your family's memory and legacy. Take care of yourself in this process. Communicate with your siblings or other heirs openly to avoid misunderstandings. Probate can stir up old family tensions, so make it a point to keep everyone informed and involved when appropriate. Families don't truly fall apart over a house. They fall apart over uncertainty and lack of communication. The good news is probate can be avoided with the right planning. Maybe you're learning about this too late for the current situation, but not too late for the future. Use this experience to make sure your own estate plans are set so your kids won't have to struggle through this. And if your parents are still here, have those conversations now. In fact, in another video, I'll talk about how to start that estate planning talk with your parents. All right, as I promised, I want to give you something that can help you further. I've put together Tom's Estate Rescue Kit, which you can download free at the link below. It's a collection of actionable tips and checklists for every stage of this journey, whether you're planning ahead or knee-deep in probate right now. Feel free to grab it. It's my way of helping busy families stay prepared and protect their peace of mind. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tips on Florida real estate and family estate matters. And if you know someone who's going through the probate maze right now, share this video with them. They could really use the support. Thank you for spending time with me today. Together, let's honor the past and protect the future, one family at a time.